Yesterday was quite the day all over Twitter for a multitude of reasons. One, because of Rashard Mendenhall and a tweet that came from him, but one that involves us here at Colts Nation was the fact that Demonic KZ ended up getting suspended for the rest of the season for his hit on Michael Pittman Jr. in the game on Saturday. And there are a lot of people that are thinking that there's no way he should be suspended for the rest of the season, because it's not only just for the rest of the regular season, but it's also if they did make the playoffs, he's not playing in the playoffs either. He's not getting paid. So this is a heavy suspension. A lot of people are up in arms about it, saying there's no way he should get suspended. And there are people even trying to say and trying to defend the hit, saying it wasn't a dirty hit. Like, the all 22 angle of that hit is something that I saw on Twitter today. And when you see the all 22, Damane KZ never even tries to act like he's going to play the ball. Whole way, he is headhunting. Okay, and I understand trying to get a hard hit on somebody, make them not catch the ball. I get that. But, like, if you're doing that, then hit him in the body. I don't understand how that's so hard to understand. How you could have hit him in the body if you wanted to hit him, or when you're coming in with the ball exposed. Right, Michael Pittman Jr. was reaching out for the ball. So in that instance, why aren't you just trying to go hit the ball? Like, the ball's exposed. Go get the ball. You don't have to try to kill this guy, right? And if you've seen the replay and you've seen the picture, like, it doesn't look good, right? When you saw it live, it didn't look good. The sound of it didn't sound good. But then when you slow it down and you get that still frame of what Michael Pittman Jr. looked like as he was getting hit with his head back and the angle hold, like, thank goodness he was able to get up and walk off the field. That could have been so bad. But fortunately, he was able to get up, walk off the field. He put out a tweet, said, "I'm all good." I would imagine there's not a good chance he's going to be in the game this upcoming Sunday, but we'll see what happens, right? We'll keep updated on that. But just glad he was able to get up and walk away. But what this is more about is a reaction to Damani KZ getting suspended, and kind of I want to know what your guys' opinion is of the whole situation. And here's the facts. Earlier today, I had heard that he's gotten in trouble before for different violations, 5 different violations for unnecessary roughness for these kinds of hits. And when I heard that, I assumed it was just stuff from his career, right? I ended up seeing a replay of him hitting Cam Newton when Cam Newton was sliding and was already on the ground. Very blatant hit to Cam Newton's head. So he has a history with this, but those 5 that were mentioned, come to find out, those are all from this year. He's been fined 5 different times before Saturday's game for unnecessary roughness targeting calls. So when you look at everything, right, you see the video, you see the still shot. If you watched it live, again, like, it wasn't pretty. Like, everything that goes into it, right? The all 22 view is a really important one, because that's the one where you can really see that he just never tried to do anything but headhunt there. Okay, and the rule, like the tweet that came out about him being suspended, came along with the exact rule and what the rule says, and then a letter to Damani KZ from John Runyon, former NFL player who's now the head of the NFLPA, and who was basically just detailing over, like, look, if somebody who's catching the ball has not had a chance to establish themselves as a runner yet, and you hit them in the head or neck area, or even in the body, but end up hitting them in the head with either the crown of your helmet, the face mask, or your shoulders, then in that instance, it would be a flag. You can't hit a defenseless receiver in the head and neck. That's exactly what he did by rule. He broke the rules. And that, again, that is the 6th time this season that it's happened. Okay, and we saw an instance like this with somebody just a couple years ago, somebody that hit a Colt, ended up suspended for the rest of the season, right? It's happening again. It happened a few years ago with Vontaze Burfict when he hit Jack Doyle, right? And he had a history, right? A more, notable history than Damane KZ, but definitely had a history. Ended up getting suspended for the rest of that season, which admittedly was a lot more games there for the Raiders, but it's not unheard of, right? Guys that have a history of this and continue to get in trouble for the same things, like, this is what happened. He got suspended for the rest of the season. Steelers probably not making the playoffs anyway, so what doesn't really matter, right? Like he's not getting paid, which sucks for him, but like don't try to go out there and kill guys. Now, of course, there's the other side of it that people are talking about, right? Tom Brady had his retort in this whole thing talking about, you can't throw your receivers into bad spots, which is what we talked about in the post-game reaction video on Sunday, and it holds true. You know what I mean? And there are people that are putting Tom Brady's hospital balls on the internet. Like every quarterback's gonna have them. Tom Brady, for as long as he played, right? All the different plays that I saw on the internet, like not a whole lot of them. Like sometimes that's gonna happen, but like that's what we were talking about. Gardner had 4 or 5 of them just in that game, and he doesn't typically do that. He's not typically throwing our guys into bad spots. It was for some reason in that game against the Steelers, like, yeah, the Steelers have some good guys on defense. They're very reactionary, and they were coming up and hitting our guys hard. But those are generally spots where we're not seeing Gardner throw the ball into and getting our guys cracked. Right. And the all 22 angle is also important. You can kind of see a spot where there was enough room there for Gardner to throw that more toward the sideline and less upfield. If it was more toward the sideline, whole thing's avoided. He still is able to dive out and make that catch, or at least try to make that catch. It's very difficult to bring that in when you're diving like that. But a guy like Michael Pittman Jr., you would expect him to be able to haul that in if he doesn't get hit there. So there's error on both sides, right? This isn't all one guy's fault. But Damane KZ coming up again, didn't even try playing for the ball, like was headhunting the whole way, gets suspended for the rest of the season. I think it's the right move. This is a guy that just a repeat offender. Like the rules are what the rules are. I don't agree with all the rules. A lot of people don't agree with all the rules. It's getting softer by the year. Yeah, that I'm with that. But the rules are what the rules are. And the thing with the Michael Pittman one is because of that still shot and the image of that, like it just looks so bad. So like hits like that, like how do you avoid it? You don't go for somebody's head when he's laying out like that. Go crack him in the ribs. Like that's a perfect time to be able to get a free rib shot at somebody and try to make sure he's not catching the ball. So yes, I think it's the right thing that he was suspended for the whole year, whatever. Like and for me, I say whatever. Like he's getting paid a lot of money, his game checks, whatever. It'd be nice if I could get those game checks. But at the end of the day, like again, rule violations, you're breaking the rules. This is what happens, right? Josh Gordon, special talent. All that dude did was smoke some weed. And we ended up missing out on all of Josh Gordon's best years, right? This is just something that happens in the NFL. Okay. And I'd love to know what your opinion is on this whole thing. Again, this was a hot topic on Twitter yesterday. So I figured, what the heck? Let's go to the channel. Let's talk about it. I'd like to talk about it with you guys. I have the day off today. I got some time. So let's talk about it. You let me know down in the comment section. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. We have daily content on this channel. Make sure you're not missing out on any of that content. I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.